was in panic mama bear mode, trying to jump over traffic to get to my house to protect my children from Daesh, who you call rebels. And you want to talk about Hezbollah, who defended me, protected my family, my community against the murderous, the most barbaric, murderous gangs supported, ever to be supported and funded and trained by any Western imperial power.
Mira que ya viene la revolución, para que se asustan será pa' mejor. Es el pueblo entero el que ya está gritando, viva la revolución.
Iranian nuclear weapons development.
They have turned the island into a communist hellhole.
The experiment in Venezuela has failed completely.
And that's what America wants. It wants to take control of the decision-making process in countries like Syria, like Ukraine, not because they are fan of wars, but because they are fan of resources. They are a fan of economy. They are a fan of debt. They are a fan of basically putting countries in shackles called the debt to the United States of America, when the economy is the hands of the United States of America. But if you have a government that is not aligned with the foreign policy of the United States of America, then we see regime change, and then we see economic sanctions, and then we see war, and we see suffering until that nation says, khalas, in Arabic means enough, I'm done. Just do whatever you want. Syria refused to do so. Iran refuses to do so. Lebanon, I was laughing when she dropped the name of Hezbollah, when she said Russia, this is what Russia and Iran and Hezbollah is doing. Woman. In 2015, I was about to die for the upbeat time in my country when I had two of my daughters, a 2.5-year-old in the back seat and a 5-month-old in the back seat, when Daesh, ISIS, your best friends who you call revolutionary rebels, Miss Director from Syria, they were bombing Beirut. What does Beirut have to do with Damascus? They were bombing Beirut. They were killing my people in Beirut because Hezbollah was vocally supportive of the Syrian Arab Republic, the Syrian president, and the Syrian Arab army. Not until late 2013 that Hezbollah was involved to protect Lebanon, because ISIS was already inside of the Lebanese border in the Beqa region, especially in Arsal. They were bombing Beirut. I was about to die. Thank God I took a parallel street to the street that actually saw a twin bombing in 2015 in Beirut suburbs. And I couldn't hear the explosion. I just felt it. I had my windows rolled up. I felt it. I didn't hear it. I was so close. I did not hear it. I just felt the wave. The car we were stuck in traffic. The car just moved as if it was an earthquake. People in the streets were shocked, in shock mode, turning around to just understand what was happening. And then we saw the smoke rising. I was in panic, mama bear mode, trying to jump over traffic to get to my house to protect my children from Daesh, who you call rebels. And you want to talk about Hezbollah, who defended me, protected my family, my community against the murderous, the most barbaric, murderous gangs supported, ever to be supported and funded and trained by any Western imperial power in my country against my people, who used to hold the Quran in one hand and then slit the throat of the people in the other. Know who did that? The people who did that were the enemies of the Prophet Muhammad. They would kill Muslims and then hold the Quran and say, we're Muslims, you are not allowed to kill us. Honey, we're no longer in that area. We will kill whoever tries to approach us, whoever tries to put us under that kind of danger again. What do you want? Where do you want me to stand when I see my children being killed? You know how many times I had to endure explosions in Beirut when I was at my job. I used to finish as an anchor of news at 10 p.m. every night, and I had my first child in 2012, and the bombing started in 2013, and they kept going till 2015. I lost track of counting them. They're more than 12, and You know how many times I had to sit? I was like 20 kilometers away from my house, and to hear that explosion and then keep thinking, is my child okay? Are my parents alive? Did they feel it? Did she hear it? Was she sleeping when that happened? All that trauma that goes through, and you want us to support the US, Israel, Daesh, Turkey? You want us to stand against the righteous people of Syria who kept defending their land despite the fact that 82 countries, Miss Democracy Now! Said the US, Russia, Iran, and several other countries, 82, a coalition of 82 countries were bombing Syria. Why? Why were they bombing Syria? And why were they bombing strategic areas where the resources are? Why were they bombing the airport and the port? Why were they bombing the silos where you keep the wheat? Isn't that to starve the public?